This is the SKULLCANdy Method 360. It looks dangerous. Fire in the hole! It bears absolutely no resemblance to the skateboarding trick it's named after, and it won't fit in your pocket like a regular earphone case. I mean, you could try, but you just look indecent doing so. But the Method 360 was also apparently tuned by none other than Bose. So to say that this is a very unique device would be an understatement then, wouldn't it? The SKULLCANdy Method 360 retails usually for $130, but right now I'm not sure how long it's gonna last. It's $100, so that's a pretty good deal. Check out the links down below and let us know if the deal becomes inactive in the comments as well. Now, as we mentioned earlier, sound by Bose, which means there is some tech and licensing revolving around how the device sounds and does noise cancellation and all that. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. In the business end of things, there are 12mm dynamic drivers on each side, Bluetooth 5.3 with AAC and SBC support with low latency gaming mode, multi-point Bluetooth connection so you can connect up to 2 devices and switch between the 2 as you need quickly. And there's also wear detection, something rare at this price point. Now the weight on each side is 11 grams for the buds, and there's IPX4 just for the buds itself. IPX4 dust water resistance. I wish for something that's supposed to be clipped outside and used as an active wear, IPX5, IPX6 would have been ideal. Now, you probably already noticed that the case is a slider, and if this is not your jam, you obviously have to look somewhere else. But in terms of build and materials, this thing is spot on. Typical SKULLCANdy or modern day SKULLCANdy. Everything is well put together, good quality plastics. Even the pretend leather at the back here is soft PU. Now, I've seen cases where, and complaints about the slider mechanism itself, which the rail is plastic, do fail and become loose after a while. So like if you're hanging this like this, they just slowly slide off and, you know, exposes your buds to whatever. So be sure to keep an eye out on that. I hope SKULLCANdy has fixed that in the current batches or whatever, but you know, always keep your warranty information close by. And the top here, a lot of people call this a carabiner. Obviously it's not. It's a key ring, and it has a spring latch at the top, and you just pop it in and, you know, to whatever you want and slide it out as so. The case does what it does. It protects your earbuds, and when you slide it out, you can see where they are docked. Now I'll talk more about how this orientation could drive a lot of people nuts actually. And since we're here, let's do the good old shake test. One just flew off across the room, so thumbs down to that. The shape of the earbud reminds me of a cross between the SKULLCANdy Dime and a Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra, for what it's worth. Now, on the outer panel here, you can see the SKULLCANdy logo and then an LED light right above that, and then the touch panel is right at the top here. It fits, you know, your fingertip right there. It accepts single, double, triple taps as well as hold, and they're fully customizable in the app. And you can even set up touches to quick launch things like Spotify and remotely trigger your phone's camera shutter. In the back here, I'm not sure if you can see it tucked behind the ear tip, is the wear detection sensor window, which is rare to see at this price really. Now the ear tips, they come in small, medium, large, as well as the fins too. They're also in small, medium, large, and removing the ear tips are pretty fast, and they're oval by the way, and you pop it in and out like so and you're done. Is there such a thing as green retina burn, guys? Well, I think there is, because check out all the trees and plants all around me. The grass, they're just like sprouting up like crazy, and every time I stare at it, my eyes hurt. Oh yes. I'm just like dreading all the gardening that I have to do. But anyways, thank you for joining me outdoors with the Bluetooth range test, and I have Emily King playing, what's the song again? Georgia, piping from my OnePlus Open to the Method 360. So we're going to take the buds from the back of my house towards the side. This is a non-scientific test, but we do this every single time, and it pretty much, you can compare each device from one another, how they perform outdoors with Bluetooth strength and such. So we're standing 25 feet away directly in the line of sight of the phone, no problems whatsoever. And by the time we hit that window over there, we should get some signal issues. Bluetooth 5.3, like spot on right there. I just got a left-right fluctuation there, signal loss. But of course, now we can look at the, while we're waiting for the music to come back, you can see how these things look in my ears, potentially how it might look on yours. And in terms of stability, yeah, when I run with these, very nice indeed. Wind does get into the mic ports though, I'll tell you what. So if you're at speed, that would bother you. It bothers me, so. But stability wise with the fins and the tips. Once you dial that in, that's spot on, guys. Run, 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 run. I know for sure that air is getting into the mic ports right now. It's very, very bad. Even just walking, if there's wind coming through, yeah, you can hear it coming into your set. With all the cars, it suddenly got so quiet. It's dead. It's supposed to be lunchtime. Yeah, anyways, you can hear the voice quality. Yes, I've got good bass. But when noise comes in, noise suppression kicks in, hopefully we get to, here comes the car. Yes. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. You hear that it's not just digitized and gravelly, but also sometimes it seems to confuse my voice and what to cancel out. Like earlier I was testing it and there was this Jeep with loud tires coming through. I could hear the engine, but not the tires. And even the tires were kind of digitized, but you know, it's kind of weird. It couldn't decide what it wanted to kill out as in terms of noise. Oh, here comes a couple more cars, so we get more samples here. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. How does that sound? Testing. Oh, here comes more cars coming up this way too. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. What do you think? I think there's some work needed here, but it's serviceable for what it is. So anyways, let's head back to the studio. Oh, a couple more notes. 2 mics per side. And if you're in active noise cancellation mode and you get a phone call, it doesn't go into pass-through mode like some devices do, but it's no big deal. You can always cycle through pass-through mode if you like extra situational awareness while you're talking to another person. If you're a fan of the current generation dime, then the Method 360 would be completely familiar territory. This is not about a small pocketable case anymore, guys, but rather a slider tube with a keyring at one end. I mean, this whole bloody thing looks like a smoke grenade, don't it? So don't be surprised if you're invited to the VIP room when you pass through TSA one of these days. But straight up, with this design, Skullcandy is 100% telling you to clip the case externally to your pants, your backpack, or your lip ring. I bet that one would hurt, but you know, it's an option. And this design is also related to one of the negatives I have, so be sure to check that one out in a second. Active noise cancellation is tight. I mean, it's not Bose level tight, but low background frequencies from jet engines, tire roars, air conditioners are attenuated by about 30 decibels. High-pitched crying babies and nails on chalkboards are also pretty well suppressed. And pass-through mode is also, you know, not bad. It's a little teeny sounding. It's not natural like AirPods, but still more than acceptable. Audio performance is actually above average for an ANC equipped earphone at this price point, which is cool, but once again, just don't expect Bose level sound for less here and expect some give and take. And let me expand on what I mean by that. So at stock settings, it feels like bass is like everywhere and not necessarily in a good way either. Now, don't get me wrong, Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us kicks all the way down my throat and into my chest in terms of sub bass. It's just that my usual test songs like Angel by Massive Attack or Nick Cave's Into My Arms with their thick rolling backing track, that feels over boosted here and heavy feeling, for the lack of a better word. PSA, dipping the low and low mid bands in the app does help, but at the expense of some bite. And there's another reason to knock back the bass as well, by the way. You'll get more detail back into the mid-range, which is otherwise drowned out. Treble is definitely consumer friendly. When it's on point, it's clear and not fatiguing, but when I use Max Roach's Lonesome Lover, for example, the tenor saxophone squeals at around 6 to 8 kilohertz made me like wince really hard when the bite should have been clean and resolute. And also, Sibilance revs its ugly butt quite early at like 70% volume. For what it's worth, Soundstage is pretty nice, virtually placing the audio bubble about 1.5 feet away from my skull. One minor annoyance, or major one depending on your point of view, and I happen to be in the latter camp, is how the left-right buds are docked in the case. So if I open this traditionally, it facing me in hand, and I open it up, the left buds are actually on the right and the right buds are on the left. It's totally counterintuitive, and the only reason and time this earpiece positioning makes sense is when the case is hung on your belt loop when you're looking down at it and everything falls into place as they should. But otherwise, it is bloody ridiculous.
Did you say ridiculous?
In contention for the single most thumbs down thing Skullcandy did besides the left-right buds orientation is planting the loudest power-up voice prompts my poor ears have ever heard in my life. And it's not that my ears will hear anything else again after all that yelling. I mean, who approved this soundbite anyway? That person should be taken outside and beaten with a sausage or something. Now, to Skullcandy's credit, a recent firmware update has softened the recording a little bit, but it's still too loud and just plain harsh. And it's not just me, guys. Plenty of reviewers and users out there have complained about the same thing, so ignore this warning at your own peril. So the Method 360 is what happens when Skullcandy and Bose decide to have a kid together, with Bose being the 65-year-old dad pretending he was 30 and Skullcandy the cool 28-year-old rock climber mom. It's a totally unexpected mashup, but it actually for real kind of works. This thing sounds good, it has strong battery life, and I totally dig the colorways available. But on the flip side, I wish Skullcandy didn't feel obligated to add its bassy trademark sound to Bose's tune, you know? It's a little bit too heavy-handed here. While also, active noise cancellation is good, it's half as good as the $50 more Bose Quiet Comfort. So if you're looking for something more, mature, this might be it. But otherwise, this is a fantastic, piece of kit, aside from the case. Or maybe I'm just getting old or something. Well, that was my take on the Method 360, and I hope you found this useful. And if you like to see more videos like this, you know what to do. You've heard the spiel. Subscribe, thumbs up, and reshare this with your friends. And remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, guys, because guess what? If you haven't seen the news, the world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love you all very much. Peace out and God bless.